And then we had really some crazy upsets again. Now, once again, these teams are really off the rocker. 3 straight losses is ridiculous for these teams, Jack. Florida State and Penn State continue to lose. Teams that we thought were back. Penn State was supposed to be number 2. Florida State were like, oh, Florida State's good again. They're all the way back up. They jump to number 8. Then they lose and lose and lose. Between Penn State and Florida State, who do you think you're more disappointed in? And James Franklin is obviously fired already, but at this point, which team do you think has the best ability to kind of get back on the horse, Jack?
I mean, you got to say Florida State.
Right.
There's 3 conference losses, and they did kind of look ahead really in the offseason with Alabama. But I would absolutely say Mike Norvell is probably on the hot seat. And just the way he does things, I don't really is best for the program. I mean, that year was great in 2023. We cannot disagree with that with Jordan Travis.
Right.
And they kind of got screwed by college football playoff on that one. And that team was just so good. And it's a shame that the 12-team playoff was not a thing there. But just the thing that he does is he brings in a lot of NIL, a lot of transfers, and doesn't
Right.
do much with recruiting. And that's what Florida State needs to do to become one of the powerhouse schools. And
Right.
that's what we kind of thought when we saw them against Alabama. They absolutely destroyed them. That's not the score that we see is not really what the game showed, like we've said before. And that's
Mhm.
really what we thought was the turning point of the Seminoles. But they've really showed
Right.
that they're just not there yet. And I think it's just they just need to recruit better and not really focus so much on the portal. I like the portal. It's interesting. And we get a lot of that, and that's what college football is now. But they really need to focus more on the portal. But I do think they have the ability to bounce back more than Penn State. I think Penn State does have a bunch of talented athletes. I mean, they're still a great team, even with Aller out. They're still a
Right.
talented team, and they do recruit a lot better than Florida State, obviously. But their head coach is gone, and their QB is gone. So you definitely got to say Florida State has the better chance to bounce back in the future. So it's interesting. I mean, this is definitely not how I thought this both of these teams would go because they were just ranked so highly. I mean, they were both top 10 teams not that long ago, 2 weeks ago. It's just interesting.
Right. Now, I think the biggest thing is it wasn't like a slow burn. They lose here and there. They lose to a good team and then they lose. We're at week 7. They were both at 3-0, and they're already both unranked. A coach is fired. 6 straight losses between the two of them. Absolutely insane. And it's not what we thought at first. We thought Penn State was really good. I never bought into the fact that they were number 2 in the country, but I still thought they were pretty good. I mean, you saw that against Oregon. Oregon's pretty good. We thought Oregon was pretty solid. And even though they lost that game to Oregon, Penn State did, we were still well, they lose those games. Penn State's still pretty solid. But then they lost and lost, where it's what is going on? And then with Florida State, it's they lost in a tough road environment on the road, trap game against Virginia. Nothing against Virginia, but crazy game there. And I think they were looking ahead to Miami. And Miami was too good that it didn't matter. Miami killed them the next week. And it's just there's no excuse for losing the third one.